Maria Montessori was the first woman physician in Italy, which is an amazing accomplishment. Then she because the gentleman there in the medical association didn't want her to be working with them, she was a genius, and it also was very intellectually sophisticated, so that by the time she had a doctorate also, like in education and in anthropology, so that's a pretty MD, it's a pretty impressive woman. And that's how she integrated every single thing together. All how human beings really, really learn, how they really, really think, and that everything comes in through our senses. That's how we encounter life. There is a period, it's called sensitive periods, for children, for order, for social graces, for mathematics, for language, and that kids really need to be exposed, well, all human beings do, at those sensitive periods when they're hungry for that type of stimulation. And that also that younger children have like an absorbent mind. How can that be that younger children can absorb, if they hear 4 or 5 different languages, they can understand everything, all the subtleties of culture. They cannot mispronounce any words. They can do that all before they're like 7 because of this amazing quality that the brain has. And that she said that you don't pour things into the head, which was the philosophy at the time. It's all in there, that there are so many billions of synapses going on, untold, and that what happens if you stimulate the child correctly, those stay. But if you don't, the body then like prunes them off. So Nirmal Vaz, such an amazing woman. She was a student herself of Maria Montessori when Maria Montessori was in India during World War II, when she met Gandhi and all those things that were so pivotal to her beginning all the teacher training, which Maria Montessori then spread around the whole world. And Maria Montessori's, the teaching organization that she developed with her son, with Mario, was in Amsterdam, and it was called AMI, Association Montessori Internationale. And Nirmal was like the seed person for AMI for this whole area in Phoenix. She really was, it's really, Montessori is really here because of her. She was like a foundation, amazing woman. We started the Montessori training, and so it was really amazing. And we met all these lovely people. That since had a lot to do with beginning everything here at 130th Street was the first location that Jodine started at Mission Montessori. And so Jodine went down like in the spring of '92, I think it was like in March, and she was herself working, getting everything going, putting together something like 10 kids, doing everything all by herself. It was the place where the school was. It was a big, huge pile of old rotten tires and rotted out car bodies. And then she rented a little teeny tiny, like a little, well, it's kind of like a shack because it rained in on the materials and so forth. So anyway, she rented that. And so that was the beginning of Mission Montessori. And I fell in love with it the first second I saw it, and I told Nirmal, I am going to take this training so that I can set up a whole huge practical life extension, which is what sustainability is, a whole practical life extension that teaches kids and families to produce their own organic food, their own clean water, and their own renewable energy, and ultimately their own solar adobe housing. Those are the basic things that everybody needs. That all the wars, that's what refugees need. All the natural disasters, that's what people need. It's hands-on education, that what you hear kind of like goes in one ear and out the other. But what you do, what you construct yourself, that stays. And not only does it stay, it builds a structure on which you can be the rest of your life building on. And there's a wonderful reason why this school was the school of the year for the whole state for the year 2015, 2016. And it's because of the fabulous combination of things. And I think sustainability is one thing that no other school has like we have. We have an urban homestead, every single thing you need to live. And then the capstone with the whole United Nations experience, where the kids then go out and they understand the whole interconnectedness of every human being. They learn compassion, they learn responsibility, they have a fabulous work ethic, all the things that all of us really want for our own children. It happens naturally. The prepared environment is fabulously organized from which the kids can choose, and then they grow and at their own rate, and they grow the way that we were set up to be neurologically from the beginning. Body, mind, and spirit.
When I started, Ms. Tryon sent us to lots of conferences. So we had a lot of extra training. We went to the 100th year anniversary in New York. That's when there were like 6 of us. And now they bring people in, and we have a tremendous staff. We have such specialized teachers also to help with children that really need help beyond the classroom or one-on-one. So as a school, I think we do an exceptional job of meeting the need of every child that comes here. I was the oldest of 5, born in 5 years, and I think I just started teaching at age 1. And I went back to college at 40, so my career has definitely taken me longer, but I wouldn't miss it for the world. We started out the second year with about 38 children. It was great. We were at 130th Street. And about 3 years later, the school was going to grow, and so we got the campus on 96th. And we packed up that room, and on a Friday we moved into 96th campus, and then on Monday we started up that first elementary classroom. And these were the students that moved from 130th to 96th. Dr. Higston and I split the elementary classroom because, again, we couldn't accommodate all the children. And so it just kept growing to accommodate children. And we're at a really good place now because we've added the infant program. So we have infants all the way through 8th grade. They're not cookie cutter. They're not all alike. They're not, even if it's a single grade, there's great difference within that classroom. We just have a wider difference. Kids need to move. They need to be on the floor. They need to be able to have some choices, learning how to make good choices for themselves that will take them through life. Taking pride in your classroom, keeping it neat and tidy and clean, and there's a place for everything, is a skill for life. And somebody else doesn't come in to clean the room. It's the students and the teachers. Every campus is a family. And on this campus, everybody helps everybody. It's a very nurturing campus. You feel safe here. They've always got your back. Everybody will care for everybody. I could not find a better place to work. That's why I'm here.
My name is Dr. Glenna Hegstad. I've been at Mission Montessori since 2003. Well, I started 2 years in public school, but I knew there was something else. So I went looking and I found a Montessori school, and I put my daughter into that school. And that's where I found out all about Montessori, and I was there for a while. It's what is best for the child. That's what I've always appreciated. Because in public school, it was not best for the child, it was best for the teacher. And I didn't want it to be that way. I wanted it to be best for the child. So I decided that Montessori was the right way. And so I've been here ever since 2003. And what the teachers do in this school is to demonstrate the materials to the children. And that's what works best, because the teacher sits down on a rug or a table and shows them how to do the material. And then she watches as they do it themselves. So she equips each child to teach themselves, because what they teach themselves, they remember. If you see it, you forget. If you hear it, you remember. But if you do it yourself, you'll never forget it. Well, we have a teacher and an assistant in every classroom, and the assistant's job is to watch every child and make sure they are working. Because if they get off track, then she goes and gets them back on track. Because the teacher will be occupied teaching lessons to the children. And so the assistant is the one who watches and makes sure that the children are working. We're held accountable the same as a public school is held accountable. And so we have to know exactly where that child is, and we keep track of wherever they are on paper. And even down to the preschool, we know exactly what every child has done and has not done. And that way we know what to teach them next, because everything is built on what you've already learned. I'm still excited. I'm excited to come to school every day, and I've been here for 14 years. Clear back to 2000, I know Miss Tryon's job was to find the right teacher for the right classroom. The art teacher loves art. The gardening teacher loves gardening. The spelling teacher, everybody loves exactly what they're doing. And that's why you stay with it, because you are enjoying it. You had that mission in your heart in the first place. That's why it's called Mission Montessori, because you knew exactly what you wanted to do. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I think that'd be horrible to go to work every day and hate what you do, because I go to work every day and I love what I do. And I want to keep doing it. But I know there are plenty of people who are miserable at work, and none of us are. All of us are very happy doing what we're doing. By the time they're in middle school, they know what they're supposed to do. They know what their best gift is in. And so then they are sure that they practice that more than anything else. And that's why we're so good at it, because we know exactly what we're meant to do, and that's what we end up doing. Oh, I just think if you are a parent of a child, then your best hope for that child is for them to fulfill their potential. And the reason they can find their potential is through Montessori, because otherwise you just do what the teacher tells you, and that isn't the way to find your own potential.
I would say that the executive director, Jodine Tryon, will say yes to almost any and every idea that any of us bring to her. That it's this very positive atmosphere. It's this we can do anything kind of attitude. We want to bring the best to children, and she's behind every idea. And it's attracted unbelievable, talented staff. And we've just been so lucky to have that kind of experience. Where do you go to Montessori? Montessori takes a long time to learn. And to have people in their 70s and their 60s who are mentoring people in their 40s and 30s and 20s, it's phenomenal. But that's what we have in this environment. There's something that keeps driving you, that you keep searching. You may not even know that you're searching. It's almost like a pull. And when you get to a Montessori school, and when we do, tours with parents, or we hire staff, they all have this same response of, I found it. This is it. This is what I've been looking for. And that's exactly what happens. And I remember when I came to Montessori, that was my reaction of, I can't believe I found it. I knew there was something different. We're competing with excellent schools everywhere. The public school is excellent. The charter schools up here are excellent. And yes, we're a Montessori school and we need to be excellent. But it's kind of hard to talk to people about Montessori unless they really sit down and talk to you about the philosophy. And most parents on a tour are not going to do that. But to talk about global citizenship, parents, the modern 21st mind is going to get that. And you get people's attention. Because what we're doing is offering these children the opportunity to discover the world, but not just discover the world as a voyeur. You're just, as a tourist, you're looking, and oh, isn't that a lovely building? And oh, isn't this great food? You're not going there for that. You're going for something even deeper, and that is, I'm helping to solve the problems of the world. And developmentally, at this stage, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and 7th and 8th graders, that's where they are. What is happening here is a community that is committed to each other. And what I have found, that even as parents leave us, that they don't want to go, but they know there's a reason, because people grow and they need to move beyond. You know, Maria Montessori knew that. That's why we don't have Montessori colleges, we don't have Montessori communities. But you are there for a designated amount of time. There are things that we bring to people's lives, and then it's time to go into the world. I feel we have created a community that is so nurturing and so supportive that when people leave us, they leave as better people. And they leave with a sense of purpose. And for me, personally, as an organization, that's the pinnacle. That's why we're here.